feel like this is a big problem for Microsoft going forward, right? And the simple fact of the matter is, Microsoft has recently built their brand around Game Pass, and I think Game Pass is a fairly good value for your money right now. But again, anything can change in the future. Whether or not that's going to be something that is going to continue to be a value for the money or not, I think that kind of remains to be seen. But for me personally, when I look at this and I say, okay, well, what has Microsoft done to kind of keep people excited about the future of the brand? There's not much there. I mean, you can sit there and look at the Xbox brand and go, okay, well, the Xbox brand itself is kind of strong because it's a publisher side of things, but how's the hardware side of things? And I think that's the main thing for me anyway when it comes to talking about Xbox, because so many people will go Xbox, and then it has so many different meanings to different people these days, that it really kind of is shocking when you see these things happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely something that I kind of want to get into. Should be a good video. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that very much. I do daily gaming content, so if you're looking for someone to do daily gaming content, then look no further than right here. I try to be fun yet informative, and that is something that I think everybody should be able to kind of be able to enjoy. You know what I mean? So if you do enjoy the content, hey, awesome. Let me know what you like to see and things along those lines. Now, Microsoft has built up themselves around Game Pass lately, right? And it's such a good value, but it looks like the subscription price is going to increase again. You know what I mean? And that's interesting because when they were doing the FCC trial, right, or FTC trial, they were saying, oh, well, we won't raise prices after we acquire Activision, et cetera, which, was all kinds of lies. You know what I mean? And it's just so funny because Microsoft are raising the prices of their games to $80, which, people go, oh, well, that sucks or whatever. I'm just going to get it on a Game Pass. I mean, that's exactly what Microsoft wants. They don't want to sell people games. I know people think that they do, but I mean, on their own platform, I think they want people more interested in subscription services than anything else. So almost exactly a month ago, there was people talking about whether or not Game Pass would get a price increase this year. Some believe a new subscription price increase. Tag is hinting at exactly that. The tag was spotted on social media behind the Better xCloud service, and I'm going to link this in the description so you guys can see it. To be honest, we saw it earlier and didn't think much of it, but Windows Central feels like a price increase could be imminent for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate based on the finding. And here's what they say, quote, "It's not a stretch to think an Xbox Game Pass price increase is imminent, given the fact that Microsoft decided now would be a good time to necessitate such a notification type." Now, here's my question about this, right? We've all got all these different theories, and there's all these rumors about the next Xbox. It's going to be a hybrid. It's going to be a hybrid. It's going to be a hybrid. Now, here's the thing that I would say about that, right? If they're raising Game Pass Ultimate subscriptions, say $22, $23 a month, whatever, maybe $25 a month, wouldn't they have to take that off the books if they release this next console? Because if you release a console that's running PC stores, you're not having to pay to play online on those stores. So again, if you release this hybrid console, then I think you have to remove the paywall for playing online, because there is no paywall to play with those people. You see what I'm saying? And PC Game Pass is like $10 cheaper than the Ultimate Game Pass for console gamers. So it's like, are they really going to give up all that money when the majority of their people that have Game Pass have it through the console? So are they really going to give all that up? I think that's a real question to kind of ask amidst all these rumors. And I know people look at this ROG Ally thing or whatever as some kind of testing case, but it's really just the same thing as what was already there, except for it has Xbox branding. That's not a hybrid, by the way. It's just a PC handheld. So it's there can be no such thing as a hybrid, because PCs are open and consoles aren't. So If you're wondering how this notification type works, it's seemingly linked to a web browser version of xCloud Gaming relating to notifications that tell you the likes of a friend request, achievements, and various other things. Who knows whether the tag is indicating an upcoming Game Pass price increase or not, but based on a lot of people who were polled recently, they say that they realize that there's probably going to be an increase in price in 2025, and it wouldn't come as a huge shock. I'm not skeptical of this at all. It's definitely inevitable. We see this with every service-based thing going forward. Additionally, Windows Central says that Microsoft is exploring an idea of a cloud-only subscription for Xbox in the future, set to benefit from the next generation of cloud servers that are currently being tested. We'll have to see if that comes to fruition and how that potentially ends up affecting Game Pass in the process. So, again, I don't really foresee many people paying money to just play things through the cloud. I think that's a pretty terrible way to game, to be honest with you. But at the same point in time, you never can tell what's going to happen with Microsoft. But I just think that they've built themselves up with, with their own sort of situation. Hey, Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass, and now it's just like people are looking at that as this ultimate thing. But it's like, really, are we really going to think that it's still this huge value if it's $300 a year or $350 a year? I don't see people jumping on that as the same type of value. They really did a kind of a job of making their fans kind of angry with this. You know what I mean? It's just, to me anyway, it just doesn't make sense. You're raising prices, but then you're going to raise prices on Game Pass as well. It just kind of doesn't really jive well with me. I just, for whatever reason, I think that it does not really make a whole hell of a lot of sense. But, like I said, anything can happen. I'm not shocked if, they raise the price. I'd be more shocked if it stayed the same price throughout the rest of the year because, like I said, if rumors are true, and we have no idea whether they are or not, but people like Tom Warren and, Windows Central seem to think we're getting some kind of hybrid, quote unquote, which, I'm not sure that that's the case. I think, Microsoft is obviously going to probably try to do some kind of swerve thing, but I'm not sure that that's going to work out the way that they think it will. But maybe it will. Listen, I don't know. It's just like, to me, if you're offering all these other stores on your platform, how can you make money from that? You certainly can't subsidize your console, and at the end of the day, that's going to make whatever they come out with extremely expensive. And again, how do you get people to pay to play online or pay for Game Pass or use your store for that matter, since Steam is world renowned for their big sales that they do every year? So why would anybody buy anything on Xbox at that point, right? And I know, like, the big gotcha, like, people are trying to use that with the ROG Ally right now. They're like, we could play PlayStation games. It's like, yeah, but you can always do that with a PC. It's like, that's not, just because they slapped an Xbox logo on a PC handheld doesn't make it an Xbox. You know what I mean? I know that people try to make that assumption or make that kind of thing to, there's definitely, that's an Xbox. Well, no, it's not. It's really not. So again, we see this kind of thing happening. It's not exactly a shock to see them kind of raising the prices. I'm firmly of the belief that Microsoft 100% wants people to switch to PC and and switch to just being on Game Pass, because I feel like at the end of the day, that's going to be something that they really want people to kind of enjoy, rather than actually owning and possessing their games. We already know they're cutting people out on the physical disc side of things, right? Like, their own first-party games are only a code in a box, but they're a physical disc for PlayStation. So it really does kind of show you what's going on and how things are kind of changing or whatever. But at the same point in time, I think Microsoft is trying to step too far out of the box, and I think not a lot of people are going to follow them there. I mean, sure, you're going to see probably some millions that will, but at the end of the day, I just think that people that just enjoy a regular standard console experience aren't going to be bothered to go and jump ship and go and play I think they're going to switch to PlayStation. Like, it just makes sense. Like Sony's commenting, hey, we're going to be doing things the traditional way for now on. You know what I mean? We're going to continue to do exclusives and, continue to go that way. And, Microsoft is like, hey, everything's in Xbox. And if everything's in Xbox, then really nothing is, if you think about it. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Rack 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer, out.